Hello, this is Taj McCameron for the ministry, and it's a chilly day again, and it's early morning, and today we're talking about God will turn a person's heart towards you. In certain seasons of your life, the Lord is working on you in certain ways, and when the Lord is working on you in these ways, it may feel like torture to you because you feel like, why am I so isolated? Why can't I reach the people that I wanted to reach? Why can't I talk to the people that I want to talk to? Why can't I engage with the people I want to engage with? Perfect example. When I moved to New York, the day I left and went to New York, there was no communicating with anyone here in Baltimore. The Lord put me in an isolated season for 6 weeks where I couldn't call nobody, I couldn't text nobody, I couldn't go to none of the people that I knew was my connection source here in Baltimore as a safety net. I couldn't even reach the ministers that I listened to. I had no phone. I couldn't pick up no phone. I couldn't ask nobody. And it was like the Lord gave them the knowledge of my intent when I asked them to hold their phone. It's like they just said no. Unless I was calling somebody that was in my parameters, I could not borrow nobody's phone. Because God was doing something in that moment with me that I did not understand. He was getting me alone and he was dealing with me. And during that season, I'm isolated. There are certain seasons where I'm just not allowed. It boggles my mind. And I remember a couple years ago, there was a gentleman that I had allowed to befriend me. We didn't really get into a serious friendship because his attraction to me destroyed that. And he told me in the few times that we had spoken, he said, God isolates you for a reason. And I said, what? He said, the Lord isolates you for a reason because the anointing on you is so different, so powerful that he needs you alone with him for periods of time. But sometimes we be sitting there be like, okay, Lord, we gonna have our time. Yes, I get to have my time with you in the morning. I get to have my time with you in the evening. And then God be like, I didn't say it was only gonna be that time. And then he isolates you for an entire season where you get out of your moment of, oh, I've been praying all day, and he still don't let you get in touch with the people you want to talk to, or still don't let you get into a phase where you're able to communicate with the people that, whether it's your mentors, whether it's your day spouse, whether whoever it is. And you sitting there like, but God, why can't I? Because you're still here with me. I gave you a little bit of freedom. I'm giving you the healing, but you still here with me. How is it that this has anything to do with God will turn man's heart towards you or away from you? God will turn the people that you would turn to in these seasons away from you. Either they will spiritually attack you, meaning this is a season that you're not supposed to deal with them, or they will avoid you. Perfect example, a friend of mine. I've been friends with her since high school. We've known each other between 17 and 18 years. When we talk all the time, it's like we never stopped speaking to each other. But when I came back to Baltimore this time, I was expecting, oh, me and her are going to connect. Second I reached out to her, it was like she was trying to avoid me. And I'm like, wait, what's going on here? She would say a quick statement and then she would get off the phone. couple times prior to that, I called her. I said, hey, how you doing? She's like, I'm at this place. I can't talk to you right now. And it was like, she never returned my call. And I'm like, what's this? What's going on? Sometimes in certain seasons, the Lord will turn a person's heart towards you or turn a person's heart away from you. As you come into certain seasons, as He's pruning you, He's going to take certain things away and He's going to give you certain things. You will see a restoration of friendships, but you will also see a decline of relationships that were no longer beneficial to you. As these things shift, you will see these things change. In the previous video, I was talking about the relationships that God will take away from you. In this one, it's about the relationships that God will restore. Sometimes the Lord will allow you to go through a season in which you walk with Him so He can give you wisdom, guidance, and instruction. But then He will allow the people that were good influences on you to contact you. But He will also test you by allowing the people that were not so good to you to contact you. Now, He knows the enemy's going to send them, but He's going to give you wisdom. You know what this person is. You know what this person does. You know how they treat you. Act accordingly. Don't act brand new. And it's a testing period in which He will show you or test to see, are you going to let somebody that hurt you before come in and hurt you again? Now, you should have common sense. If you see an ex that you ain't talked to, dealt with, or so on and so forth for 10, 15, 17 years, reach out to you all of a sudden and won't be nice to you, understand that that's probably a love bomb, and the enemy has probably sent that person as a counterfeit to try to deter, delay, and distract you just before your God ordained spouses come. Just know it. Put that mark right there. Know that right there. Because that's what he does. And it's like, oh, really? But the Lord will give you wisdom. Because if you heard me say in the previous video, there are signs that the person will come to you and love bomb you. I previously said in the previous video, there's a point in time where the enemy will try to put a love spell on you. And see, the enemy has the ability to try to... God gives us dreams, but the enemy will try to incept them. If you want to learn about dream interference, go watch the movie Inception. I haven't seen it in a while. I might watch it again because it's a good movie. But it's the epitome of what the devil does when he's trying to put a thought in your mind to make you think a specific way in a specific direction. The whole film is literally about a bunch of people that are harvesters of antique property, thoughts, and so on and so forth. So what they do is they go into people's dreams and they either steal items, steal thoughts, or they'll even steal ideas. In the film, there's somebody that has an idea that could drastically change the world, and they go into his mind to get him to alter his thought process in order for him to take that idea and either not use it or sign it off to someone else. This is the way the enemy comes in and tries to create doubt, fear, frustration, deter you from the thing God told you to do. And he will also bring in people that were familiar spirits, masquerading as people you knew in the past, and then try to spiritually love bomb you with a love spell in the spirit. Because in Stephanie P. Smith did a video talking about this recently, that when the enemy wants to perform witchcraft, what he will do, she will send a spell or send something in your dream to simultaneously try to sever the spiritual tie between you and your spouse, and then replace it with a love spell to get you to go in the direction in which they're trying to get you to go with the person, by either putting the person in your dreams or trying to deter you by getting you to think about the old person or think about someone else. How do I know somebody's interfering with my dreams? I know due to the fact that the same sensation I tell you that I feel something come over me, it will be heavy in the dream realm. I can feel it in the natural when it tries to happen, but it's like very light. I feel the spirit try to come over me, I reject it. But in the dream realm, it's almost like somebody putting you into a hypnosis, and you're like there, and the second you wake up, it's like, what the heck was that? And then you got to renounce, denounce, to rebuke, and uproot what was done. I come out of alignment. I come out of agreement with that. No. Because if the enemy can get you to come into agreement, what they'll try to do in the dream is they'll put that same spell over you. And what they'll also try to do is, and this can be detrimental as well, and because I'm a foodie in the natural, I have to be real careful in the spirit, because what they try to do with me is that they have a tendency to hold on. What they try to do with me is they have a tendency to create a desire for food. You're never supposed to eat in your dreams. You are never supposed to eat in your dreams. If you eat in your dreams, that is actually a spiritual covenant trying to be formed, where they're trying to get you to eat something so that they can have the permission to monitor, sometimes to affect, deter, or delay whatever it is that you're trying to do. And it takes a bit of a fight in order to get that thing to stop. So, with that being said, you have to come to an understanding of what it is and become aware of it. So you then know some things are from God and some things are from the enemy trying to get you to turn towards somebody that you aren't meant to turn towards, in order to turn you away from the thing that God is trying to show you. Let me tell you, when it comes down to God-ordained relationships, the enemy will bring doubt against the people that you are supposed to be connected to. And it'll be just a heavy doubt, almost as heavy as the weight of the spiritual dropping of that spiritual veil, that if you do not reject it, it will be it. It's just a spirit of confusion to try to confuse you as to, should I stay in a relationship with this person or should I sever the spiritual tie? Because I've on multiple occasions have asked the Lord, do I keep this relationship or do I cut it off? Is this a relationship worthy of me keeping, or is this detrimental to me? So, and I've seen it in people I know where I could see exactly every phase, from the love bomb to the narcissistic action to the fact that they were trying to deter the person, to the fact that they were trying to take control of what they were doing, to the fact, and I literally could look at the person. I said, oh my goodness, they were love bombed and put under a spiritual spell. And what the enemy will do as well is, if you desire a person and you have what they call a delusional desperation to have this person in your life, what the enemy will do is he will take this opportunity to use that person as a, what you call it, mole, a person that is spying, that is listening to gain information. So you have to be aware of who and how the enemy uses people. You also have to be aware of how other people have certain holes in them, and whatever holes that they have, the enemy will grasp those holes and twist them. So during certain seasons, the Lord will turn a person's heart against you, especially those types of people, in order to get you away from them, because they will use and attack you on multiple different ranges and levels. But he will turn, like, for instance, your God-ordained spouse towards you, the God-ordained friends, the God-ordained allies, God-ordained divinely aligned, assigned people to you in the season, that are supposed to be your cohorts, your business people, the people that are supposed to be around you during that time and that season. But you have to be discerning of who these people are, because the satanic agents will be also mixed into these people. So I had a situation with somebody where I could literally, the person tried to come to me and said something to me, and the more I listened to them, I heard the narcissistic love bombing that they were doing, and they tried to turn, and I could not be turned. And once they realized they couldn't turn me, they turned against me. So they did everything in their power to wedge themselves between me and that person. And I've been praying for that person, and I'm in a season right now that the Lord does not have me near this particular person the way that I would like to be. And I guess that's because he's dealing with that situation. But I literally could see. I saw the narcissism. I saw the disconnection. I saw the fact that even the spell was causing the person to give the things that they had over to that person. Oh, you take control of this. Oh, you take control of this. Oh, you take control of this. And I'm like, wait a minute. But you still got your face on it. And I get it. When you're tired, you want to find a way out. But if it's not who God ordained for you to have, you will literally destroy what God is trying to build. So you have to be aware and to be careful. Be discerning. And be for sure that that's the person, the people that are supposed to be involved in it. Or they will become your Judas. And I will tell you this. The people around you need to be your allies. Because if they are not your allies, who are they? It's a statement I've heard people say before. If they are not your friend, they are your foe. If they are not for God, they are against God. Now, God will use your enemies to bless you. But you have to recognize that is still an enemy. And you have to act accordingly with that enemy. Meaning you may not be able to just sever it when you recognize that they're an enemy, but you gotta back out slowly. And God will do the rest. He will allot you the ability to do so. But once you do so, He will release you. So understand that God will turn people's hearts towards you, and God will turn people's hearts against you. So this is Taj McCameron, and for the ministry. Until next time, much love, faith, peace, and blessings. Bye-bye.